Okay, so we talked in the video on the product rule and the quotient rule, just the basics of how it works. So if you have y dash equals g of x or v of x times u of x, there's a rule at the bottom. So I'm just going to write out that rule quickly, and I'm going to say what's what. So if you have y equals u x vx, then the derivative y dash is equal to, and it doesn't matter, I can say u dash vx, u dash, sorry, u dash, so this should be an x here. Do that again. U x times vx. The derivative is, and it's the derivative of one of the things times the other thing, times the other thing, times the derivative of the other thing. So it's sort of derivative of u times v x dash. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to simplify this rule. So you know how you have it as ux, but we can think of it as just uv, and just make one of the things u and the other thing v. So y equals then u dash v plus u v dash. So the rule has u of x, but just think of it as one is u, one is v. It's going to be easier to work with, because you have this kind of things to have to worry about. So the u is the blue, so sec x is the u, and we'll make this tan x the v. So what you do is you find the derivative of sec x. Well, to find the derivative of sec x, we have to actually go down to the bottom. So derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. Okay, cool. Oh no, what am I done? Okay, so let me actually write this. Well, let me just write this out. So blue is the sec x. Pink is the tan x. So my rule is that one is find the derivative of one times the derivative of the other. So let's just write on the side. The derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. And the derivative of tan x is sec squared x. So all these answers there, just got to find them. Tan x, sec squared x. So this on this side here is the derivative. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So the product rule states that we must find, okay, so remember then if this is the derivative on this side. So this is a derivative on this side. Okay, so the derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So we say derivative of x tan x. That's the u dash. Now the v is just left alone, so that's just tan x. Plus, so we've derived the first thing and we've times it by the second thing. Now all we do is take the first thing and times it by the derivative of the second thing. So we leave the sec x as is. And then we find the derivative of tan x, which is just sec squared x. Okay, and so we get, now when we tidy it up, sec x tan squared x plus sec cubed x. Now, if this was in the form of equation where you had to solve, you could take the sec x's out. You don't have to here, but you could take them out and you'd have tan squared x plus sec squared x. But we don't have to do that because it's not an equation. Okay, so that's the product rule. It's an example. So when you see something times something, you find the derivative of the something, the first something, times the second something, plus the first something times the derivative of the second something. That's how we've done it there. Okay, got that.